This is episode 250 on the 21st of August 2020. On this great occasion of 250 episodes, we start with two very special songs. We have a special song for you from special guest Saurabh. Before we get to that, let's start with our daily special song from your host. Loving in your eyes all the way. If I listen to your lies, would you say I'm a man without conviction? I'm a man who doesn't know how to sell a contradiction. You come and go, you come and go. Karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if you could live like my dreams. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Didn't you hear your wicked words every day? And you used to be so sweet, I heard you say that my love was an addiction. When we cling, our love is strong. When you go forever. String along, you string along. Karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. Red, gold, and green, red, gold, and green. Every day is like survival. You're my lover, not my rival. Every day is like survival. You're my lover, not my rival. I'm a man without conviction. I'm a man who doesn't know how to sell a contradiction. You come and go, you come and go. Karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Now it's time to listen to the special song by our special guest. Let's get moving.
आंखें बंद कर लूं जो मैं देख बस तुम्हें ख्वाबों में ही कह सकता हूँ अब ना तुम्हें रहने दे मेरा ये वहम पे ही यकीन ना जा अभी प्यार की ये रात है अब न जा छोटी सी एक बात है अब न जा तुमसे ही मेरी नींदें ना भी हो तो क्या तुम ही से हैं मेरी बातें ना भी हो तो क्या कहने दे तारों को कहानी अनकही ना जा अभी प्यार की ये रात है, अब ना जा। छोटी सी एक बात है, अब ना जा। पल दो पल का साथ है, अब ना जा। जादू सी ये रात है, अब ना जा, अब ना जा। माथे पे प्यार की बूंदें, बिखरी सी कई सवाल। आँखों में कितने मौसम, पल में बीते कितने साल। रहने दे जहाँ भी ले जाए जिंदगी, ना जा अभी। प्यार की ये रात है, अब ना जा। छोटी सी एक बात है, अब ना जा। पल दो पल का साथ है, अब ना जा। जादू सी ये रात है, अब ना जा। अब ना जा, अब ना जा, अब ना जा, अब ना जा, अब ना जा।
Finally, the day has come when 250 episodes have been completed.
मोगैम्बो खुश हुआ।
August has been a special month for the last 2 years because it was exactly 370 days ago that this talk show, the universal talk show, the best talk show in the universe, the greatest talk show in the universe, completed 100 episodes. And now, 370 days later, we have reached another unique milestone of 250 episodes. In fact, those who have been following this talk show closely, well, those who haven't, bad luck to them, your loss. Those who have been following this talk show closely, have listened to all the episodes, will remember that 2020 has been a year of milestone. We started the year with 150 episodes, then we went across to 175 episodes. Then during this pandemic circus, we have completed the 200th episode, the 225th episode, and now the 250th episode. Not many talk shows reach milestones of 250 episodes. In fact, not many talk shows even make a record of how many talk shows have been completed. This talk show is unique in many ways, and the most important is that this is the only talk show in the entire planet, in the entire universe, in history to air 3 episodes a week. All read in newspapers, see in electronic media, and even sometimes in pseudo media that how individuals, once this pandemic circus began, started thinking about starting their own talk shows. Whereas this talk show already started 2 years before even one thought that this pandemic circus would go on to influence us. And now here we are today, completing the 250th episode in record time. But just hold on, there's still time. It's not over. We are not even at the end of the year. There are still a lot of milestones to cover. The 275th episode, the 300th episode, and one day the 1000th episode. And then there's, of course, the whole question of how does it feel to complete this milestone? Well, it's just like when a sports person, especially in a certain sport, when they complete a certain milestone, that is in cricket, because cricket is one of the few sports where statistics are given so much of reverence. What does this episode mean to me? It is the same euphoria when I felt when I did the first episode, the 50th episode, the 75th episode, the 100th episode, the 125th episode, the 175th episode, the 150th episode, and this is also a record episode because since returning from break in November last year, I have completed 125 episodes without a break. The most important part was not allowing this pandemic situation or this pandemic circus to overwhelm me and my episodes coming to a halt. That was never going to happen. What was going to happen was what you are seeing: 250 episodes completed till August, and you never know how many more are to follow. While a large section of the population is hesitant to eat out and not enjoy themselves because they are overwhelmed by this pandemic, it won't stop me. If I have to celebrate, and if it means ordering out, takeout, having cakes, having ice creams, pastries, who will stop me from doing it? So, from my first episode, which started on 26th June 2018, till the 250th episode, which will be completed on 21st August 2020, I would like to thank all my listeners for being persistent and listening to all my episodes and their valuable feedback during this period. If still there is a section of the crowd who feels, why do I conduct these episodes and why 3 episodes a week? Well, I will leave that it to them to decipher. I won't go into details, but let me tell you, 250 is just the beginning, just as was the 100th episode last year, and now many more episodes to follow as we will end 2020 with another milestone of 300 episodes. So I hope you enjoyed the episode till now, all the fun we've had, and remember there's plenty more to follow. So stay tuned. Is the world today like internet junkies, or is it specific to a particular region? Well, if we are to go by the headlines of this article, Digital India's internet speed among the slowest. This shows our obsession with the minute of things. If you ask me, how is my internet speed, or what we call the broadband speed, which includes the uploading and the downloading speed? Well, it doesn't affect me if you can understand what I'm trying to say. 3G, 4G, 2G. Well, I haven't understood what is this G. Average 4G data speed in India is somewhere between 6.9 to 9.5 MB per second, Mbps. Compare this with our neighboring countries. The average 4G data speed in this country ranges between 13.5 to 15 Mbps. The global average 4G data speed is far ahead of that of India, ranging between 34 to 35 Mbps of download speed and 10 to 11 Mbps of upload speed according to Ookla data. But I will disagree with this because I am not an internet junkie. I don't think the need for speed or the low internet speed is directly or indirectly proportional to a country's digital infrastructure. When we say internet speed is poor, what one basically means is that the uploading and downloading speed is slow. For example, if I have to upload a video onto a video website, that is YouTube or any such website, it should ideally happen in 10 to 15 seconds, depending on the size of the file. But what if the file is of 1 GB? It will take at least 30 to 40 minutes to upload. And what is wrong if it takes 30 to 40 minutes to upload a file? How will that affect the country's digital infrastructure? How are we judging a country's digital infrastructure by having a need for speed? In a way perplexes me. Another way the analysis has come that is that if I open a website, it should not ideally take less than 3 to 4 milliseconds to open. But if it takes more than that, let's say half a minute or 45 seconds, doesn't mean that the internet speed is slow. Well, according to most people, it does. But according to me, no, a slow internet speed doesn't make for a poor digital infrastructure. If we are only judging a country's digital infrastructure by the internet speeds, that is the Mbps, that is the uploads and the downloads, and in how much time a website opens, and how much time can I download a document or a video or any such thing, then that is a very myopic way of analyzing things. But that's how we are programmed. The countries which were given as examples of high upload and download speeds or high 4G speeds, well, it is irrelevant if there isn't one factor. It is irrelevant whether you are in a Western nation or an Eastern nation or what we call developed and developing nation, because if hypothetically there is a power cut, it will be irrelevant how your internet works. For example, I am watching a video through one of those digital cable networks. We know which ones we are talking about, and suddenly there's a power cut or the internet goes kaput. So for 5 to 10 minutes, I'm not able to watch the video, or the internet needs to be restarted. That is, the modem needs to be remotely switched off and switched on. What will happen? At worst, I will lose 5 minutes of not watching a TV show. I don't think that's going to make a difference in the longer run. But this whole debate has come into light only because this pandemic circus has made us realize that how internet is such a crucial factor now. How we are internet junkies. We cannot live without going on a website or just aimlessly, lazily, and foolishly scrolling through websites without even understanding why we are scrolling through the said websites. We be perturbed and concerned if internet, that is the download, upload, and other such speeds are low. According to me, there is no need to be perturbed. If your speed is low, then just remotely switch on and switch off your broadband. And I don't think if the broadband takes 2 to 3 minutes to restart, it is the end of the world. 10-minute break from the internet won't hurt anyone. It's not that we have to be on the computer 24 hours a day. We need to understand that high internet speed is not necessarily directly proportional to a country's infrastructure. That is, just because someone has upload and download speeds of more than 40 Mbps, it doesn't make a difference. It becomes a very minute thing of what is to be there and what is to be understood. This particular research talks about buffering speeds. Are you kidding me? Something as minute as buffering speeds? Then why do you need to watch videos all the time? Don't be so obsessed with watching videos on your mobile devices or on your computer devices. Just take a break. Of course, comes a reason why internet speeds are low, because more the number of users, which we think we should be proud of, I think otherwise, lower the speed. That's like saying that if there are 100 cars on the highway, you won't be able to drive at 100 kilometers per hour. But if there are two cars on the highway, you would be able to drive at 100 kilometers per hour. So that's the same with your internet highway. If there are more than 100 people using the same bandwidth, yes, the internet speed will slow down. So let's not panic about such things. Panicking about such minute things such as uploading and downloading of data or buffering speeds or is never directly proportional to a country's rising infrastructure, which basically means that if, for example, today I am not able to access the pseudo media platforms, that is the publishing platforms or the media companies, the pseudo media companies, that will never perturb me if Facebook, WhatsApp, and such pseudo media companies crash for a couple of hours. It's not the end of the world. In fact, it's a moment to celebrate. A few hours away from such pseudo media companies is what exactly is needed. If you're not able to watch a video, it's not the end of the world. Yes, it affects us when we attend important video conferencing, but if you're not the host, if you're not an important part of that conference, if you're not a keynote speaker and your internet goes kaput, doesn't matter, log in again. Yes, once again, internet speed being among the lowest doesn't mean that progress is slow. So, what is the definition of progress in this context is something that we will never know. For example, if it takes me 10 to 12 minutes or more than that to upload this audio file onto the hosting platform through which my listeners listen to the program. I said 10 to 12 minutes, it's not the end of the world, because I plan in such a way that it never affects how I broadcast the program. It's a heavy file, then of course it will take time. You cannot expect a 1 GB file to be uploaded in 1 minute. Common sense. Now it's time for some comic relief. Let's read a section from the book PG Woodhouse, which I'm sure my listeners have enjoyed very much listening to. Considering that so substantial a part of our waking hours is devoted to thrusting innocent bystanders into the soup, Stiffy is far prettier than she has any right to be. She's on the small side, petite, I believe is the technical term. And I have always felt that when she and Stinker walk up the aisle together, if they ever do, their disparity in height should be a good for a laugh or two from the ringside pews. The thought has occurred to me more than once that the correct response for Stinker to make when asked by the MC if he is prepared to take this Stephanie to be his wedded wife would be, why, certainly, what there is of her. What on earth do you two think you are doing? She inquired, not unnaturally surprised to see her uncle and an old friend in our current position. And why have you been upsetting the furniture? That was me, I said. I bumped into the grandfather clock. I am as bad as Stinker, aren't I? Bumping into things. Less of the haha, she's represented warmly. And don't mention yourself in the same breath as my Harold. Well, that doesn't explain why you are sitting up here like a couple of buzzards on a tree top. Pop Bassett intervened, speaking at his sniffiest. Her comparison of him to a buzzard, though perfectly accurate, seemed to have piqued him. We were savagely attacked by your dog. Not so much attacked, I said, as given nasty looks. We didn't vouchsafe him time to attack us, deeming it best to get out of his sphere of influence before he could settle down to work. He's been trying to get at us for the last 2 hours, at least it seems like 2 hours. This ends episode number 250.
मोगैम्बो खुश हुआ
On the 21st of August 2020.